Hello everybody, Jim Messina here. Some of you may know me, some of you may not. In fact, most of you don't, because if you don't go to the Chicago Drum Show, you would have no reason to see me. But I'm the guy who does a lot of small interviews with some of the celebrity drum collectors there, namely Bunny Carlos, Mike Corrado. Those are all household names that you've heard and that you've revered all these years in learning how to collect. But today, we're here with George Lawrence in Cleveland, which is where I'm originally from. This is basically around Akron, and he owns George's Drum Shop. But the new news is that he is now going to be, drum roll please, he is going to be totally affiliated with Not So Modern Drummer magazine. That is kind of a Bible these days. You all have it, and I hope you'll tell your friends to subscribe to it. George is going to tell us what his intentions are with the new magazine. He's taken it over. When's the first issue coming out?
The first issue is coming out in February of '09.
Uh-huh.
Now, wait, I've got a question to ask you first.
What is that?
Didn't you play guitar with Buffalo Springfield and Loggins and Messina?
Now, there is an affiliation here with George himself. He's going to tell you what his affiliation is. The Jim Messina from Poco.
Yeah, he played in Buffalo Springfield, Poco, and Loggins and Messina.
Right. Introduced him to his wife. But when I spoke to George on the phone yesterday, I said, hey, this has been responsible for a lot of grief for me, because all my life I've gotten Jim Messina, did Loggins and Messina, and I had to correct them all. Now I don't correct people anymore. I just say, that's my name, think what you want.
Then you say, I'm a drummer, and they go, oh. Right.
Oh, how old are you, and you're still a drummer? What else do you do, they ask me. Well,
what do you do for a living?
I'm a drum collector, kind of a middle-of-the-road collector. I have a room at home filled with drums, and it's my passion in life, as it is for George, but he's taken it so much further, and he's going to bring more of that to you via Not So Modern Drummer magazine. And that's what we're here to discuss today, his intentions and what he's going to do with this magazine now that he's going to be at the helm, along with John Aldrich, who was the founder of this magazine many years ago. So tell us what you want to change with the magazine, if you think there are a lot of changes need to be made. What's going to be different about it now?
Well, the way I've always looked at the magazine was it was the central gathering place for the drumming community, for the collectors, for the guys that are into vintage drums, for the guys that go to the drum shows. And that's how it started. John started it as a newsletter. It was just, I think, 4 or 8 pages written on a typewriter.
I've seen it as like a little mimeograph sheet.
Yeah.
Practically just a little pamphlet when it first started.
Oh, it was really rough. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the story goes that you know, there were all these communications between him and his drum collecting buddies, and his wife said, well, why don't you do a newsletter? Mm-hmm. So that's how it started. And I think they were doing maybe 6 issues a year back then. And then from 1988, it progressed and progressed and progressed until it became a full-color magazine with advertisements from all the big boys like Zildjian, Ludwig, and DW and whatnot. And then in 1999, eBay came along.
Changed everything.
Changed everything, including this magazine. If you, one big part of the magazine in the beginning was the classifieds, which John called the white paper, right? And that slowly got smaller and smaller and smaller as people went to eBay, which made a lot of sense. You know, you put something up on eBay, it's sold within a week,
right? You know,
at a good price. You didn't have to wait for for the next issue of Not So Modern Drummer to come out and somebody to call you on the phone. You know,
yes.
And so it kind of put a dent in Not So Modern Drummer magazine, simply because I feel like John and later Bill